Hello, it's Dean here. This is live, unscripted, going off the top, just freestyling, and today I'm going to be unboxing a parcel that I received. And in this parcel is the full set of 1990 Hasbro WWF Series 1 figures. So without further ado, let's see what's inside the box. So it's nicely packaged, lots of bubble wrap. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay. Up first, we've got a very, very loose Rick Rude. The paint seems okay, but yeah, the joints are super, super loose. Okay, let's put them there. What else we got? We've got another very, very loose figure, but the paint job seems okay. The action feature seems to work. We got Akeem, the African Dream. We got a big boss man, one half of the Twin Towers. His action seems to work well. The paintwork isn't that damaged. No nightstick though, but that's okay. Got Hulk Hogan. Paintwork looks good. The action works quite well. Yeah, decent. What's in here? Okay, we got Brutai, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Paint job is in very good condition. This one definitely hasn't been played with much back in the days. Yeah. One of my favourites, we got Jake the Snake Roberts, complete with Damien the Snake. Paintwork is very good. This one is in great condition. The action feature works quite well. Damien is in great condition too. Yeah, really, really happy with that one. Yeah, brilliant. We've got version 1 of the Ultimate Warrior, and his paint job is well preserved. No marks on the nose or the face paint. Joints are quite stiff. Yeah, really happy with that. One half of Demolition, we got Axe, and his action feature is not working at all, but it can do that, which is quite cool. Paint's a bit scuffed, but it's okay, not too bad. Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, who looks like he's in excellent condition. His action still works, joints are tight, and he even comes with his $1 Million belt. You've got Smash, the other half of the Demolition tag team. His action seems to work quite well. A few little scuffs, and his left arm is super, super loose, but yeah, it looks okay. Who else we got? We got Andre, the 8th Wonder. Yeah, his paintwork is a little scuffed, but it's not too bad. Joints are super loose. His action still works though. There he is. And said the best till last. We have the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and he is in great condition. Paintwork is looking really, really good. His action feature is good. His head's a little bit loose, but I can live with that. Okay, let's take a closer look at all of these. First up, we got the immortal Hulk Hogan, who was the ultimate face of the company back in 1989, 1990. These figures probably was developed around about 1989, but come out in 1990. And yeah, he's got his Hulk Rules vest on, complete with the rips. A little bit discoloured with his shorts and his boots, but that's okay. He's looking good. His action still works. I always got confused why they give Hulk this Gorilla Slam action, you know. I think like a punch or some kind of kick action would have suited him and his character back in the day. I think they should have given that to the Ultimate Warrior, which they did end up doing in Series 2. But yeah. Yeah, so there's the Hulk Hogan figure. Let's check out Ravishing Rick Rude. Okay. Let's get that in focus. Let's put Hulk over there. So Ravishing Rick Rude. Not the best figure. His face is a little bit weird. You can tell it's Rick Rude though, but the pose is, yeah, it's questionable. It looks alright on a shelf, but as a kid when you're playing with it, there's not much you can do with it. I suppose you could use your imagination, but yeah, his action is kind of corny, but it's okay. But yeah, what a great wrestler he was. Great heel. The Ultimate Warrior's, you know, arch rival at the time, around about 89, 1990. Check out that mullet. It kind of reminds me of Burt Reynolds. There's Ravishing Rick Rude, the former Intercontinental Champion. Okay, we've got one half of the tag team of the Twin Towers. So like I said, when these were in development in 1989, the Twin Towers would have been the major heels at the time. So we've got Akeem, and we've got the Big Boss Man. Now, a lot of people don't like the way this Big Boss Man is. They say he has a small head, but I don't actually mind him. I think they captured the Big Boss Man quite well for the time. He was really overweight at the time. He was, you know, a really big guy. And he was always, you know, wearing the sunglasses too. It's got a great, you know, action feature. It's a shame it didn't come with the nightstick. But yeah, he seems like he's in great condition. Yeah, he was a great heel. Akeem, great wrestler. You know, I didn't mind his gimmick. It was a bit weird, like, but, you know, it was 1989. Things were very different then. I did prefer him as a one-man gang. But, you know, when he teamed up with the Big Boss Man and they were the Twin Towers, there was an awesome tag team. Great likeness to Akeem. Really colourful. Looks great on display. The Twin Towers. Okay, the next tag team. They were the face of the company at the time and the actual tag team world champions. Demolition, Axe and Smash. These were a great tag team. Had so much charisma. They used to hammer their opponents. And yeah, they seem to be in decent condition. Axe has seen better days with his, you know, action. But on display, he'll look all right. There's a few marks, there's a few scuffs. But overall, not bad. The boot needs a little bit of paint touch up there. But yeah, he's okay. Smash, on the other hand, is in great condition. You know, his face paint has survived playtime from, 1990 or whenever he was purchased. His boots are a little bit scuffed and his action still works, but his left arm is a bit damaged. He has a little bit of sun damage to his left arm too, but not too bad, not too shabby. He was probably my favourite member of Demolition. And fun fact, he ended up being the Repo Man. He rebranded himself and reinvented himself as a Repo Man later in, I think it was 91 or 92. But the Demolition were a great tag team. I actually didn't mind the Demolition when Crush joined. I thought he was a good member. I liked that there was, a 3-man tag team. But yeah, the ultimate tag team was when it was Axe and Smash, when they were the world champions back in 89, 1990. We got Brutus, the Barber Beefcake. I wasn't a massive fan of Brutus, if I'm honest with you. He was an okay wrestler. His gimmick was kind of funny, but, I wasn't a massive fan of him. I didn't mind his interview section when he had the barbershop. I think he was better at that. But yeah, he had some comedy matches, I suppose, but I wasn't into this play feature and this crazy, attachment on the back. Yeah. He looks all right, I suppose. He's in great condition. Just a shame he didn't come with his scissors. He had that wild look in his eyes too. But yeah, he's okay. But, the jumping wrestlers, I don't know. I really didn't like this thing on the back. He could have given him a better pose. And also, I didn't like that they fused the legs together. But yeah, there's Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Another jumping figure. We've got version 1 of the Ultimate Warrior. He's a lot better than Brutus the Barber Beefcake. His hands are in a better position. And he looks all right. I think he gets away with it more because of this belt. Like if you look at Brutus, his stomach kind of hangs over and it looks a bit weird. It's a bit awkward. But yeah, I think they did a good job putting the belt on the Ultimate Warrior. He would have been the Intercontinental Champion at the time. And then, eventually he became the World Champion. Yeah, he had a lot of energy. He was a great... well, he wasn't the best wrestler, but he was a great entertainer in the ring for sure. It's a shame that they fused his legs together. They got it right in version 2. And version 3, they really smashed it. Yeah, they did him well in that. But to be fair, this isn't a bad figure. I just don't like this thing on the back. Considering he's a jumper, he's one of the better jumping figures. And his face paint and his nose has survived. Usually when you get these figures, the second-hand market, the nose is normally damaged. And, it has a lot of paint wear, but this one seemed okay. A little bit of paint wear on his hair, but hey, it was the 80s. Looks like he's got highlights. His joints are okay. Yeah. Version 1 of the Ultimate Warrior. Not too bad. Next up, we've got the 8th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant. He was probably the first wrestling figure that I bought back in 1990 from Woolworths. And yeah, I love this figure. They've captured Andre quite well. He's got that, that crazy stare. yeah, I don't mind his action gimmick because he did use to headbutt people back in the days. And if you look at, you know, if you look at the size in comparison to Hogan, you know, I think they scaled him quite well. Yeah, one of my favourite figures from back in the days. Good old Andre. He's a little bit loose, but he's still poseable. You can still hold a decent pose. You've got the open hand, ready to chop his opponents down. Yeah, there's Andre the Giant. Up next, we've got Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. And he is in great shape. No paint wear. From what I can see on his face or his hair, on his jacket, he's really got tight joints. Yeah, I really liked this figure as a kid. He was probably my second figure, and you know, him alongside Andre formed the Mega Bucks tag team back in the days, around about 89. But by the time they produced this figure, he would have been solo, and he was the $1 Million champion. I love the detail on this figure. Like, check out the shirt. They got the stripes, the bow tie. I like the dollar signs on the, you know, on the collar and stuff. Yeah, he survived the 90s quite well. Great figure, great wrestler. Yeah, one of my favorites. We got Jake the Snake Roberts, complete with Damien. He is in great shape. Hardly any paint wear on him. In fact, I can't see any. Yeah, he survived the 90s very well. I love the detail on Damien. Check out that. Great accessory for a great figure. He was a great wrestler. You know, he had a cool pose. He got his punch. I wasn't too fussed on this gimmick. I suppose you could use it as a clothesline or whatever, but better than some of the other gimmicks. You know, his arm was ready to give someone a DDT. I always found his form a little bit weird. I don't know why. Just seems a bit small, but yeah, overall, great figure and a great wrestler. One of the best talkers in the business at that time. And saving the best to last, we got Macho Man, Randy Savage. You know, so this was probably when he was turning heel. You know, he'd been the world champion. Actually, in production, he would have been the world champion. And, you know, he just turned heel. He just split up from Hulk Hogan. He was one half of the Mega Powers tag team. And they have captured him perfectly. Great play pose. You know, fists clenched, ready to elbow drop, elbow smash someone off the top rope. You know, his goggles were great. Headband, colouring, he always wore them trunks. My only gripe is they could have coloured in his plasters, you know, on his fingers and the tape on his wrists. Other than that, probably the most perfect figure. Play pose, you know, lightness. Great figure. Right, yeah, I was really impressed with this one. It was probably the third one that I bought as a kid. Yeah, I was a massive fan of the Macho Man. And I liked his Macho King gimmick too. I thought that was quite cool when he turned heel. You know, it was around about 1989, 1990, 1991. Yeah, the Macho King was a great character. His Series 2 figure wasn't too bad either, but I think this is the best figure that they made of the Macho Man. So there you have it, Series 1 of Hasbro's WWF wrestling figures. Probably, for me, the best out of them all. There's a few disappointing figures like Brutus and Rick Rude, but overall, most of them are great. Really happy to have these in my collection. Maybe I might get the ring. I never had that as a kid. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like it, subscribe and I'll make you more content. Cheers.